Marvel fans, what we're about to talk about is so crazy. I'm doing a video on a Saturday. Shuri's not going to be the next Black Panther? What in tarnation is happening? Let's break down the newest report and a lot of drama surrounding Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. And what is up, everybody? It's Josh coming at you from Nerd Adventures Tower as per usual. And yes, on a flippin' Saturday today. It's pretty crazy what's going on out there. We had already been talking about Letitia Wright, about some of the things that were going on with Wakanda Forever, the movie pausing in production, new rumors out there that she had been fired by Disney and Marvel Studios. But just a little while ago, the Reddit user My Time to Shine Hello, who again has been spot on with everything they've talked about so far. Yeah, this person came out and made mention of a few crazy things coming in Wakanda Forever and a new addition to the film that honestly I'm not sure how I feel about, if I'm being real. Oh, and also there's this insane new poster for Love and Thunder that came out. This does appear to be real. It's freaking awesome. I did a TikTok about different aspects of it, and yeah, we're doing TikToks nowadays. What do you want from me? It's the new thing. I want to be cool like the kids. But guys, I want to now shift into some possible spoiler stuff for Wakanda Forever. Okay, so here's the sort of start of the thread that My Time to Shine Hello puts out there. It says here, right here. So here are some facts about Black Panther 2. Spoilers ahead. It's an ensemble piece with Shuri as the lead. Okay, we kind of knew that was the deal. Riri is the linchpin. Interesting. Shuri will wear her own Black Panther suit in the movie. Other characters too. We assume what that means is other characters will wear their Black Panther suit. However, Shuri is not the next Black Panther. Now, here's what's interesting. He quote tweets somebody that says, "I heard M'Baku was the next Black Panther." And he says here, "You heard right. He's not the lead of Black Panther 2, but he gets the mantle from Shuri." Now, slight spoilers here, but we've sort of talked about this already. He says here, quote tweeting someone saying, "Wasn't there a leak saying T'Challa's son becomes Black Panther? What happened to that?" with a lot of question marks or whatever. My Time to Shine Hello says he's still a very young kid, unfit to be the Black Panther. Someday, maybe. Now, this is really interesting because I want to get into some of the comments made by Casey Walsh. I want to talk about, just where I've been at with this whole project, but let's stay on target. It makes sense. Comics Kid, Casey Walsh, has said they changed the ending because of Wright. I imagine they totally wanted to have Shuri be the new Black Panther at the end, but after Wright's nonsense, they changed it to M'Baku. That is true, says My Time to Shine Hello. And just one other thing, it's saying here, is Letitia done with Marvel after the movie? The way she's acting, there's a chance. Now, I want to make mention of the fact that nowhere in that entire thread, nowhere does this person say that Letitia's not going to come back for Black Panther 2. In nowhere does it say that she's fired or that any of that is true, okay? So I want to talk about this right here. Casey Walsh he quote tweets himself here, so we'll go to the original one. He says, "I don't know why I even have to put this out, but I feel like this fire is getting out of control thanks to a completely fake news story, but I've confirmed with my sources that Letitia Wright has not been fired by Marvel and Disney at this time." He goes on to say, "And anyone with two brain cells to rub together could have figured it out. They already changed the ending because of Wright. They are not going to rewrite and reshoot the entire film because of her." And then there's this, ladies and gentlemen. Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch is this new artwork by this dude for the Marvel 2022 preview in the new issue of Total Film. And if you look at this image here, and we'll open it on up, you've got Shuri, M'Baku, and some interesting silhouette of the Black Panther here. You also have Scarlet Witch, you've got Doc Strange, and you've got Thor in it with Mjolnir, interestingly enough, in his more Guardians of the Galaxy gear. And to that, Casey Walsh has the zipped up face. He ain't saying nothing. So I want to kind of just recap all of that. That's a lot of info we just threw at you. What does it all mean? What's going on? Well, if you recall, there were a lot of rumors out there that Disney had fired Letitia Wright. They were not going to have her on the set of Wakanda Forever. And this had to do with her status being vaxxed and travel and, just sort of trouble that she's had between the, desires of the studio and her own personal beliefs when it comes to getting the needle. And so the first thing to bring up is that that does not appear to be true at all. Although there's a lot of tension there and there's definitely issues, they're definitely going to have her back to do the movie. They're going to figure it out. But as was noted here by My Time to Shine Hello, it seems like it's so bad that she might not be involved with Marvel after this, and they could maybe recast her in a future project or just kind of sideline that character. Now, another thing that's said in My Time to Shine Hello's report is that the linchpin of the entire movie, which is a big ensemble cast, again, it's going to be almost like an Avengers type of film, right? Really sprawling. We kind of expected this, but it's crazy that Riri Williams, Ironheart, is going to be the linchpin of the whole thing. How does that work exactly? No idea. Let's just table it for now. We'll come back to it later. So according to this, even though he is not the lead of the movie, M'Baku is going to be handed the Black Panther mantle by the end of the film by Shuri. And apparently that is a rewrite on the original desired ending where they did really want a female Shuri Black Panther moving forward in the MCU. And I do think that the thing with T'Challa's son was going to be a part of the plan and set up that character would eventually become Black Panther. But it seems like what they wanted was Shuri to be Black Panther. They wanted that. Disney wanted that. And no, it's not working out. Shuri's not down. Big beef with Letitia. And apparently it's so bad that they rewrote the movie. Now, from what I understand, this movie has more rewrites than any Marvel film before it. And they've been constantly trying to rework it and figure out if it will actually satisfy the legacy of Chadwick Boseman. And I do want to take this moment again to just say that there are a lot of people out there, including myself, that think they should just recast T'Challa with all this craziness that's going on with the movie. Maybe there's even more delays, and maybe they could rework the movie, bring in T'Challa. I don't know. At this point, that kind of seems like a pipe dream, but it is something that a lot of fans want. I highly recommend you go check out the podcast I did with E-Man's movie reviews. It's like a 2-hour conversation where we went into the whole thing. And of course, that would be sick if that ended up happening. Doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. It looks like instead they're going to have M'Baku be Black Panther moving forward in the MCU. But does that mean that M'Baku, Black Panther, is just going to do things in Wakanda? Is he going to be involved in the Avengers and really hanging out? Kind of seems like if they give M'Baku the Black Panther mantle, they're going to probably sideline Black Panther as a figurehead in the main Marvel stories, or at least that's what I'm thinking. Not that I don't think Winston Duke could do it. He's an awesome actor, and I'd love to see it. But it kind of seems like if you do that and make essentially a side character Black Panther and take the mantle of the whole thing, I mean, he's a side character even in Wakanda Forever, guys, you know? It's not a knock on him, it's just facts. So it feels like if they're doing that, then Black Panther's kind of out of the picture for a while, right? Whereas if Shuri would have been Black Panther, again, what they originally wanted, Shuri would have been much more involved in the Avengers, you know, stuff with Ironheart, stuff with Peter Parker, stuff with Doc Strange. She would have been more in the picture. So, you know, your results may vary or your mileage may vary on that and how you feel about it. I think it's kind of weird, and I think it's a shame they can't work stuff out with Letitia or just decide to recast her, which I know would be crazy because then people are like, why don't you just recast T'Challa then? But if they did just recast her and have her as a more integral part of the Marvel stories moving forward, that would be a little bit better for me. Oh, and on a big side note, just because I like to brag when I'm right about stuff, Casey Walsh did say that the report that they needed to delay production because of Letitia's injuries, not true. Total BS, which again, I told you guys from the start, it seemed super sus just because she was immediately released from the hospital. And look, maybe Casey's got that wrong, and my sort of inkling about that is incorrect. And if it is, you know, I hope she does heal up correctly, obviously. But it just feels like a lot of that corpo PR speak. Ironheart being a linchpin. Look, I have two kind of thoughts about this. Number one, I'm like, okay, that could be cool. Ironheart, especially the MCU version, because just being honest, wasn't the biggest fan of her in the comics, but if they do the MCU version and it's a little bit better, that could be fun and really cool for the MCU moving forward. But on the other hand, why is Ironheart the linchpin of a movie that's supposed to be dealing with the legacy of Chadwick Boseman and the legacy of T'Challa as a character? I don't get it. Unless there's some connection there with her, then I'm really at a loss here with that. And it just seems like they're making Wakanda Forever, a big sprawling Marvel adventure film where a ton of things spin off and be all crazy. And you might be like, okay, yeah, totally, that's what I want. Dude, it's all good, but then I feel like it's a little two-faced for Disney and Marvel to act like the movie is really about respecting Chad's legacy and doing all of that stuff when it's really not. It's just doing its Marvel thing, which takes me all the way back to the point that, yeah, it's cool. Do the Marvel thing. That's what we love. We don't need T'Challa to die in the movie because Chad died in real life. You don't need to repeat that in the canon. Just recast Black Panther and do your fun Marvel thing and just dedicate the movie to him. He was amazing. I don't see why that's a problem. I would love to know what you think about all of this. Do you dig the idea of M'Baku being Black Panther? Do you think it should be Shuri, or do you think they should recast T'Challa, or wherever you are at with it? Let us know in the comment section below. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to this channel to see more of our content pop up in your recommended video. And go check out our live streaming channel, our podcast on Spotify, and the TikTok account where I try to act like one of these cool kids every day. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.